What happened to you? How did the players win the stands? Were they fighting fans, or was it just one player or multiple players that went up there?
You know, I mean, they didn't really express it to me. I just heard them saying several guys were getting carried. I mean, I tell you what happened. I mean, Rattler Nation got after them, okay, and mentally broke them, so they couldn't handle the pressure.
Were you guys just trying to, at that point, just keep your guys composed? What were you trying to tell your guys?
Yeah, I mean, there was times, a couple times during the game, I think Day got a unsportsmanlike conduct and someone else did, I believe. But for the most part, I thought our team kept our discipline, especially in that situation. Our leaders jumped in and made sure our guys stayed out of it. You know, but it seems like it happens every time we play them down here.
Coach, defensively for the game, especially in the first half, 2 turnovers. Just talk about the way your defense played today, got really after it, kept it a pretty high power.
Yeah, so let's go to offense. We got stopped our first drive, and our defense needed to come out, stop momentum with momentum. And, you know, we came up with some big plays, and we even got a stop where we blocked a field goal, and then Day returned it and, you know, had a fumble. You know, we gave it right back to them, and I believe our defense came right back out and got a stop. So that just shows you some mental toughness here. We were ready to play at the beginning of the game. And then I think as the game went on, you know, they figured out. We started throwing some zone at them. You know, they're a very talented group. I think they're the most talented team, you know, in this league from top to bottom. But, you know, you don't just win with talent. So, you know, all the other factors come into play. So we got talent on our team, but we also got some fight to us and some discipline and physical play. But I thought our defense, you know, played an outstanding first half. We got them in the 4th down, I believe, a couple times in the second half. We just couldn't get them off the field, and that's just part of growing. We got to continue to grow, and we get some rest now in the bye week, and then we'll come out of that bye week ready to play.
So if you have, I don't know, is this one? Yes. Okay, you have one regular season game left to play. What adjustments, if any, are being made, you know, to help the guys be well prepared for this final game, more importantly, playoffs?
Well, I think during the bye week it's important that we have what we call active rest, that the guys don't just sit on the couch for 7 days, and that's something that we talked about all week long. You know, because we're at the part of the summer where it's pretty hot here in Arizona, and if you sit on the couch for a week and come back on Sunday, it's going to zap you. So active rest, you know, the weight room will be open for the guys if they want to come in and get a lift. You know, I'm pretty sure Drew will get those receivers together a couple times during the week and make sure our timing stays on point. But, you know, but we are going to rest, and we're going to enjoy the bye week, and we got one game left. We want to make sure we got fresh bodies, fresh minds coming out of the bye week. And we're going to have another big home game with Naz. So we got to enjoy this win tonight, and then our mindset's got to go to Naz.
Special teams. Sorry, go ahead.
Coach, did you get an explanation from the officials about that targeting call when it was a no play and they had waved it off?
Well, I think they call it flagrant, which, I mean, this is pro football, okay? And we shouldn't be losing players to targeting calls. And that's something we're going to have to address at the league level. I don't really care if the refs want to throw them out of the game or not. It's not really their call. It's the owner's call, okay? And when you're paying players to be on the field, okay, there shouldn't be any objections for that. So we'll have those conversations this week.
Special teams, tackling and kickoff returns. Frustrated with that a little bit today. I saw you.
Very, very frustrated with our kickoff coverage. You know, very frustrated with our kickoff coverage. It's an area that we have to get better. That's something I'm going to take a hard look at, you know, during the bye week. We're just giving up, you know, really good field position, you know, for the other team's offense, and we just got to do a better job. And that's not uncharacteristic of it. We've always had good kickoff coverage. And I think we had one or two tonight that was decent, and then the rest of them, you know, they ran one back. They started out around midfield. I mean, it just puts our defense, you know, in a bad spot when you're playing half a field. So we'll take a good hard look at it. Look at personnel. May affect who's playing on offense or defense, because you know you first thing I do when I cut film on is look at the other team's special teams, because that tells me if they're well coached or not. And right now, we got some room to grow there.
The toughness of your team seems to bring out some anger in the other teams late in the ball game, especially the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You obviously keep that going during the bye week.
Well, that's pressure. You know, we talk about pressuring people. You know, our philosophy as an organization is to pressure them up front, pressure them on the back end. Our offense continue to pressure and score high-scoring games, and just, you know, we want them over there holding their breath, seeing if they can keep up. And you know, the majority of the time it works. You know, you know, but that's our philosophy as an organization. That's the way we're going to play, and that's the type of players we bring in here, and you know, we just continue to build on that. So, you know, we wanted to pressure tonight until we broke them, and you know, that's something that we always talk about. And you know, you saw a lot of bodies laying on the field tonight, and when you come down the desert this time of the year, it's there's a lot of heat, right? Even inside the building. So, and I thought our fan base was outstanding tonight. They were really engaged in the game. It felt like a playoff atmosphere, and I think there was a lot of pressure coming from a lot of sides tonight. And they're a good football team. Look, I totally expect to see them in the championship game. I think they got that kind of talent, and you know, they got to turn around and now, you know, go up and play Naz up in the mountains, and we'll see how that works out.
Coach, a quick word on Shane kicking since he got here today. He was perfect kind of extra points near the field goal for you. How's he been at doing? It seems like
Well, he's outstanding. I mean, it looks like he makes us look like we made a great decision. Okay, so you know, we always want to be over 90% on extra points, and we were kind of hovering before we made the change. We were hovering around 84%, and it just wasn't good enough for us. And I think we're sitting right around 94% right now. He had a big field goal for us tonight when we stalled, I think, on that second drive in the third quarter. But you know, he's got a great attitude. I think his personality has really, the players have really been drawn to his personality, his accent. I mean, this guy, every time he gets in the huddle, says he's got so much energy, and he's really fired up. He's more fired up than me half the time. So, you know, I read the article. I thought he was a rugby player, but I guess the article said he was a soccer player. So I don't know. Maybe we need to start recruiting more soccer players. We'll see. But he brings a lot of energy, and he's accurate. That's what we care about. And he's not afraid to run down and make a tackle. But he also buys in to what we ask him to do. And when Coach Jernigan gives him instructions, he's a great team player and tries to follow what we ask him to do.
Does the league give, do they do suspensions if the player goes up and starts?
Man, that's a great question, Richard. You know, I you know, at this point, I hope not. I need them to beat Naz. You know, but
Ejected 5 players from that.
was it 5? Man, they better get some players on a flight, get them down here because they're staying the whole week. You know what? They really got good ownership. They're committed to winning. But you know, discipline at times, right? And so you know, it's out of my hands. I mean, commissioner will look at that and make all the decisions on that. You know, and we'll see what happens. But you certainly can't go in the stands. You know, and you know, we want our fans to make sure, we want them to have a great time. We love the energy that they bring. But at the same time, somebody couldn't take it and went over the wall. I don't know who it was, but there were several. I saw several guys involved. Glad I didn't get hit. Okay. All right, off to the bye week, guys. I'll be available by phone. Okay, I'm out of town. All right, so feel free to call me. You can catch up with me. Huh?
Going to the beach or back?
We're going to South Carolina. Hilton Head, headed to the beach. Okay, gonna do a little golfing, kayaking, a little swimming. I'm gonna get my right. This is when I get my mind ready for the playoffs. Okay, on these late bye, and I'll be ready to go when we come out. All right.
After that first quarter, I think you guys ran 6 plays and then 4 touchdowns that second quarter, so you decided to give them everything.
Yeah, man, the first quarter was a little weird. The first drive was a little weird. I'll probably take accountability for that. That's my bad. I checked it down one too many times. But I was seeing, that they were just playing high coverage, and I kind of got caught up by when we got that third down. and we got a penalty. I thought it was still like 3rd and short, so I just went with the check down, and then we got stopped. But that's all it was, just me, being a little bit too conservative to start the game. And then, once we got going and I kind of settled down and, everything, we got back to playing our football.
Another game over 75% completions. Talk about, receivers obviously helping with that, but, these accuracy numbers are among the best you've had since you've been here.
Absolutely, man. I'm proud of that, honestly, just because that's a team effort. It might seem simple, but completing a pass takes every person on the team to do their job and be in the right spot. So I just think it's a testament to, how locked in and how we communicate and, just how in sync we are, honestly, when they know when the ball's coming, and I expect them to be there, and they're there. So, and then the offensive line is doing a great job holding up. So it just shows, how dynamic we are as an offense to be able to, throw 4 or 5 touchdowns every week.
Talk about you and Miles. He catches 2 touchdowns. I mean, you guys are clicking.
Yeah, Miles, that's my dog, man. It kind of reminded me because last year we played him in when we played him in the championship 2021. Jamal had a great game in that game as well, and he did a lot for us. Had to play running back and stuff. So when he got going early, it just kind of reminded me of that game back that last game we played. Like, yeah, actually Jamal was the answer against these guys. Like they can't stop him. So it just kind of gave me a little confidence. But I mean, he comes to work every week, man, and he's the OG. He never gets too high, never gets too low, and he always gonna do his job, and he always gonna be in the right spot. So Jamal, I just can't say enough about how he helps us.
Drew, you've led your team to 7 consecutive games now. How do you execute just your accuracy and your consistency?
That's a great question. It's just that's the struggle. I was talking to somebody the other day, and that's been a struggle. Is trying to stay in that zone. There's distraction here, distraction there. So whatever it is, and I might feel myself getting pulled out a little bit. Like, nah, let me get center back in. So that's been the not even football, just mentally, just being locked in and just trying to figure out, how to stay right here and stay consistent, like you said. So, that's the struggle, is just trying to stay right here, right where we at.
You have one more regular season game. What would you say is your biggest takeaway so far from this season?
I would say togetherness. I mean, just how together this team has been. I know in the past, a lot of situations we've been in, haven't went our way, but this year it just seems like it's going our way. And not just because of luck, but because we believe in each other. We always telling each other, come on, I got you. And it's just a togetherness feel and just a team feel. So I'm proud of that, and hopefully we could, keep it rolling in the playoffs.
Ready for a nice break?
Ooh, yeah, man. I've been trying not to think about the bye, just to stay locked in, like I said. But it'll be awesome to just be able to kick back and chill, especially right before the playoffs. And since we don't get that bye in the playoffs this year, just to have that time to kind of get prepared for what's about to go on is definitely helpful. Appreciate y'all. Yep. Thank you.
Speaking, Connor, the ending's kind of wild. I mean, you think they were just so frustrated? Did you see that coming? The play going up in the stands?
I honestly, I got thrown out of the game, so I didn't see everything that went down in the stands. But it's just like Coach Guy was saying. We wanted to go out there and pressure them and be the most physical team. And when you do that, it breaks down teams, and they end up making mistakes. So.
Did you tell them in the second half they were starting to wear down, get frustrated a little bit, and just got them over?
Not necessarily, but we just kept sticking to the game plan and just hitting them in the mouth. Yeah.
You feel like the refs were kind of picking on you today. The first call seemed weak to me. You're finishing the play.
The refs are going to do what they're going to do, and I can't let them affect how I think out there, and so I just go on to the next play and just keep going.
They called targeting. Did you feel? What was
Again, I haven't seen the play yet. I was just trying to play physical and do my job, and I think the whistle blew right before, so there was a lot that kind of went into it. I don't know exactly what happened.
With the history of this rivalry, would you say it's probably one of the most, or if not the most, intense rivalries in the league?
I didn't know there was a history of the rivalry, but I do know that these are two of the top organizations, and it's always going to be a brawl when these two teams come together. And the Coach Guy and Coach Jarnigan made sure to let us know this week that that's what it was going to be. So we prepared for it.
Since you got here, you've been outstanding. What do you think you brought to the defense that has made it better?
They opened up their arms and brought me in and made it easy for me. They've trusted me since I got here, and it's a great defense. It was easy for me to come in and be a good player and just do my role and play fast and play hard.
Are they doing things different now to try to block you from getting a quarterback, or is it getting, you had that really good first game with these guys?
Yeah, I mean, every team will have a little bit of a different change up with what they're going to do. There's a smaller running back tonight, so he was kind of going up and down, and so you just kind of fill it out throughout the game and try to make the adjustments we need to.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.